Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the horror narrator who ruins your childhood one story at a time. Today we got Crappypastas. Yes, Crappypastas, a terrible show on YouTube because I don't script it and that's why I suck. Anyway, today I got a special guest. He is a good friend of mine and we are currently working on several projects together. I can't even pronounce your name. It's Jufro. Right?
It's JUFROADE'S. How do you not be able to pronounce it? What does it look like? It's like Gatorade, JUFROADE'S. It's delicious.
I like Jufro better.
Yeah, I do too. Jufro could work, but you could just call me Jeff.
Okay, well, JUFROADE'S, because I hate real names. It's the internet. We're all supposed to be anonymous and hacking people, because that's what we do. We're going to be reading a few stories, and I think you might enjoy doing this one first. I know we originally said we were going to do alone.exe, but I think we can do Adventure Time first, because it's nice, short, and it'll let you have your own little introduction, because you're going to be the one who's reading it. Anyway, for those of you who are listening at home, we got 3 stories as usual. We're going to be beginning with Adventure Time, Jake. Then we're going to follow that up with alone.exe, and we're going to go off because I want to show some fancy new Fallout 4 footage because I love that game so hard in the face.
You're going to love it for a week.
I'm just not gonna put it down like I did a Skyrim because I have over 700 hours on Skyrim and that was like from my first week. Anywho, we got Fallout New Vegas Haunted Hotel. As usual, we don't typically read these stories beforehand. We just look at the name, we skim them, and if they're good, hopefully. But most of the time, I want to gouge out my own eyes. So that being said, let's begin with Adventure Time, Jake. Why would you name your story that?
Yeah, it's not even creepy.
No, it's just Adventure Time, Jake. Fallout 3, Mr. Handy. Psych, John. It's not a name. Anyway, Jeff, take it away.
So, Adventure Time, Jake. That's it. That's the title. I'm not like reading something off the story. Anyway, here's the story. Hi, my name is Red, and I have just seen something horrible. You see, about 2 days ago, I was watching Adventure Time, just like millions of others, but this time, it just wasn't right. You just gotta put in that it part.
There's 3 its in a row. What do you have, Tourette, sir?
Is he shaking? Is he?
I like to think that he had a spasm at the computer, and he just accidentally typed it 3 times, but was too lazy to correct it.
It continues. I guess I should detail the episode, then seeing as I guess I should detail the episode, then seeing as well. That's what you came here for, right? No, I came here to be able to read a story, not correct your dialogue.
See, the hardest thing about this is that I have dyslexia, so whenever I read stuff like this, it just turns out coming right. I just naturally fix it myself.
Huh. Well, here it is. Enjoy it if that's how twisted you are. If that's how twisted you are.
Just so you know, guys, the line is, well, here it is. Enjoy if that's how twisted you are. That wasn't him, like, doing a transition, then saying, enjoy if that's how twisted you are. That's him reading the guy. Also, something I would like to mention, here's a quick screen cap. Why is there so many just enters? Stop pressing enter. Write a paragraph.
He's trying to make the story easier to read by putting it in breaks, but the thing is, like, we don't really need the breaks. Like, you could just press enter once.
I mean, have you ever heard of, like, 4 sentences to a paragraph, you know? I mean, I'm not the only one who went through 3rd grade.
Yeah, technically this isn't even, like, sentences. These are just, full stops.
I mean,
anyway.
Alright, now you continue, JUFROADE'S.
The episode begins with a normal Adventure Time intro, but the screen just turns black. What? That's so fucking racist. Why does it gotta turn black? Why couldn't it turn white? Or green? Or blue? You ever heard of a green screen? Anyway, the screen remains black for about a minute until it shows Finn sitting inside of a chair in the treehouse, his head lying on the table with no noise, but the sound of crying. The slight sound of crying. That's my fault. Jake is nowhere in sight, by the way. The camera then zooms.
Is that even a sentence? Jake nowhere in sight.
It's a full stop. In novel.
No, you added a is. The line is properly read. Jake nowhere in sight.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a crappy sentence.
That's not even a sentence. It's 3 words strung together like a marionette. I like to think that they commit the human centipede with words.
I actually like that. You ever heard of the human centipede? Anyway, the camera then zooms in on the carpet. The screen then flashes for a second, playing an out-of-place frame. The frame had the exact same carpet, but with the cartoonish blood all over it, as well as a yellow hand. Why does it have to mention the cartoonish blood? We know that we're watching a cartoon.
Just be thankful it's not hyper-realistic.
I love that term. The screen then fades black and then shows Princess Bubblegum giving a speech on top of a stage with a crowd of candy people watching and listening. In the corner of the large crowd was Finn standing there with bloodshot eyes not blinking one bit. I don't get it. Wasn't he just dead a moment ago and now he's here?
Don't question it. It's a creepypasta. Not to mention, the reason why he's doing this is because it was scary in Squidward's suicide. So if you put it in Finn and Jake, it'll be just as scary here.
I gotta read that one. Squidward's suicide?
I like it, but a lot of people think it's not creepy anymore simply because everyone copied it. I wonder whose fault that is, Adventure Time, Jake.
Princess Bubblegum then walks off the stage into an alley. The screen flashes and shows Finn's following behind her. It then shows Princess Bubblegum's shadow facing another. Another what?
The other shadow.
The other shadow then pulls out a sword and holds it above its head. I'm reading this right, am I right?
Yeah. Holds it above its head. Okay, so since we can't trust the author to actually properly give a proper description, why don't I quickly describe it for you? Princess Bubblegum walks off the stage and for some reason walks into some random alley, and then you can see a flash of Finn's face following behind, kind of like this. It then shows nothing but her shadow, and it's facing Finn's shadow, or at least we presume. No. You know, according to this story, it's facing another. We don't fucking know what another is.
I believe it's a wall. I believe we're looking at their shadows on a wall, and there is a knife.
Hyper-realistic wall. It's facing a hyper-realistic wall, and then a knife comes out of the wall and stabs it above its head.
And it's followed by a distorted scream and Princess Bubblegum's voice cracking. I'm sorry. I'm gonna sample that.
That is Tourette's at its worst.
I'm sorry. I could just imagine that just dropping into, like, you know, a big dubstep song. Anyway, the screen then fades black, or it fades out. Sorry.
It fades out into white, you racist.
The screen then fades out and shows Finn on his knees crying with Jake in his arms, with what looked to be no eyes. With Jake in his arms with what looked to be no eyes. I gotta read that again just so I can clarify. I'm not fucking this up. I'm serious. This is how it's written. Oh man, like, how do you not have an aneurysm from reading these all the time? Like,
I wonder if he read his own story, or if he just kind of slapped his keyboard and then posted it on the wiki.
I mean, as soon as you, like, finish it, like, don't you think, like, I wonder if everything made sense. Yeah, I'll just post it up. They'll figure it out.
Alright, so, okay, let me just quickly proofread this. Finn on his knees, crying with Jake in his arms with what looked to be no eyes. Perfect. Brilliant. Stephen King would be jealous. Post.
It then flashed and showed Princess Bubblegum cutting, trimming bushes, until Jake pops out of one of Princess Bubblegum's screams and instantly, out of shock, stabs Jake in the heart. What am I seeing here?
How do you come out of someone's scream? That doesn't make sense.
I'm imagining.
Okay, just so you guys know, a scream is a sound wave. You can't come out of it. It's just the vibration of atoms. Did it come out of his mouth? Okay, maybe, but what?
The problem is, like, we keep jumping. I feel like I'm reading, like, a different story every paragraph. That's why he probably put so many spaces.
These aren't paragraphs. They're barely a sentence.
Yeah, they're sentences with freaking 5 breaks in them. Jeez.
Okay, so just so you guys know, the way the story is written is that after, like, every sentence, the person, like, presses the enter button. So, to give you an idea, this story is like, if after every sentence, the writer just started a new paragraph with a new subject.
Yeah, he was clicking this. That's what he was doing.
Oh, God, it's so weird.
It then skips several frames and shows Jake lying on the ground, slowly dying, with Finn crying over his body, and Princess Bubblegum standing frozen in shock. So, first we had Finn crying over Jake's body, now we got Jake crying over Finn's body. I feel like I'm watching, like, a glitchy mess of, like, an episode of Adventure Time. And the funny thing is, though, the way I'm imagining it, it could be actually really cool. But this guy, the way he written it, it sucks. But I like it.
I like it. I like the idea.
It because I can see it.
A lot of these stories, the reason why I do this is because Crappy Pastas is supposed to highlight the worst of the community, so that way when people sit there and say, this community is dead, I can point to the 101 examples of why it's good. If we don't know what's bad, then we won't know how to make something good. And when you sit there and type lines like, pops out of one of Princess Bubblegum's screams, that's assuming that you don't know what's bad. So it's up to people like me and Jufro over here to correct you and make you write a good one, because
I gotta correct you on my name every 5 minutes.
Well, I'm not gonna spell check it.
Yeah, like the guy who wrote this.
All right.
Anyway, I'm imagining like this is an episode of Robot Chicken, so whenever I'm reading a sentence, just imagine like the screen fuzzying up everywhere. Anyway, the screen flashes yet again and shows Jake holding a knife. Oh wait, did I read that? No, he's standing over Princess Bubblegum's body in an alley with blood all over him, crying, but at the same time smiling. Ooh, that sounds kind of, like he killed somebody, but he is regretting it? Is that what we're supposed to take from that?
I would like to think that he was just in a really bad parody of Robot Chicken.
The screen then fades out, stays black for 4 more minutes. Gotta mention it was 4 minutes, not like 2 seconds, until it showed Finn standing on a stool with a rope around his neck attached to the roof. He could have done that in his closet.
I would like to mention that this narration has been over 13 minutes long so far. We're not even out of the first story. And I'm gonna sit here and call bullshit on the 4 minutes. Now, I know a lot of you will put this into the back of your mind, but think about that. You sitting there on your couch watching a black screen for 4 solid minutes. That is like 1/3 of our entire video of nothing but black silence. Am I supposed to believe that this guy just sat there staring at a blank screen for 4 minutes? That's more than a third
of an episode of Adventure Time.
Yeah, that is more than a third of an episode of Adventure Time. Of the guy just sitting there watching the screen. if you're gonna write something like that in, you better be like, okay, I was like, bro, dude, what the fuck is going on? And I went to go get some milk, eggs, and kill a diabetic chicken. I came back, and then Jake came out of one of Finn's screams. You know?
I truly believe he meant to say mouth, but you know what? You know what? He came out of his scream. Finn looks up at the roof and he says, laughing slightly, "I'll see you soon."
No, you see, he looks up at the roof, his eyes in the sky, and he's like, ha ha, I'll see you soon, ha ha ha. Slightly, oh wait, I have to be more subtle than that.
Yeah, you gotta be more subtle, man.
Ha. No, wait a minute. If you're gonna do a subtle laugh, that means you have to do it something like, I'll see you soon.
I was thinking more of a heh.
I'll see you soon. Oh my gosh, you sound like I'm out of a bad Metal Gear cutscene.
Metal Gear. Anyway, Finn then kicks the stool, snaps his neck with the sound of Jake's regular laugh playing in a disordered way, and Jake's voice says, "See you in hell." Jake's face then instantly turns into the Lynch's for a split second with a loud horrific scream. End of story. That was terrible.
Okay, what is the Lich?
He's the bad guy of Adventure Time. He's like the ultimate villain.
I thought that was the Ice King.
No, Ice King's like the comical villain. He's like the Team Rocket, whereas Lynch is like the Giovanni.
I see.
He's the real bad guy.
But I would like to quickly mention here that Jake is like made out of rubber. I don't think a rope around his neck would kill him.
No, yeah, he has the ability to like shapeshift. Like nothing can really kill him. That's what makes it Adventure Time fun, because Jake has the ability to not die. In this story,
I mean, he stretched his body out for like 2 miles, and then he wished for a sandwich.
The story didn't mention anything that the characters actually would do. It just mentions one character stabbed somebody, and another character stabbed somebody,
and then someone came out of a scream, and this isn't scary. There is no cohesion to the story. It's mainly due to the disjointed way of the writing, and this writing is really disjointed to the point where a full-grown man can barely read it.
Well, guess what? You know what? The best sentence that I found on here was, "Hi, my name is Red, and I've just seen something horrible."
I like to imagine that's like Red from Pokemon.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking too, and like I like to imagine he's like the evil Red that everybody thinks is on Mount Silver, and not the Red from the manga.
But that's weird. Alright, now let's do Alone.exe. This is gonna be fun.